out of the frying pan and into the fire. Anyone who voted for Biden now feels this way. They think they went from Trump, who they thought they hated because the media told them, oh, and now they're with Biden, who they're finding they hate for real. And despite what the media can do to try to tell them that Biden is a good guy, we're returning to normal. Do you remember the wars in the Middle East, the perpetual war, perpetual economic instability and joblessness? Do you remember these things? The gas prices being over $5. Well, guess what? We're returning to normal. Forget those 4 years you had under that pesky guy we won't name, with all of the economic records that were broken. No. President Biden and his team issuing 17 executive actions and directives, fielding 28 questions during a news briefing, and swearing in more than 1,100 people to serve in his administration. And that was just on day one. Okay? This is a rehash. They say on the first few days of Biden's administration, aides to the new president have also blasted out fact sheets and memorandums, a veritable redwood of paperwork, and quietly reached out to a range of interest groups and politicians on both parties. That's not good. You're telling me you just hired 1,100 people. It's a ton of people to work in your administration, and what they are doing are blasting out fact sheets. Fact sheets. What is it called when the state creates fact sheets to blast out to people in memo form, like little propaganda sheets? Whoops, I didn't call it that, did I? But that's what this is. 1,100 people printing paper and sending it out to everyone. Hey, I need to blanket the country with this data. You need to show them this information from the state. Now it'll have the White House seal on propaganda. Openly. They say, quote, they are running normal policy processes. For those of us who have been in Washington a long time, it is a normal policy-making process that we've been familiar with for a long time, and that, from our perspective, seems to produce better, more informed policy. Oh, the underclass, these stupid asshole Americans that vote and pay taxes, they shouldn't have a say. It's us who have been around in Washington a long time, who we really get the processes. So when you put out this propaganda, that's what creates an informed policy. Suck an egg. Has anyone told these people that no one's praying for them? If Biden and his team view his mantra of build back better as a lofty goal, many Republicans see it as a return of the swamp. Yeah, no shit. Build Back Better is a UN globalist agenda that other nations' leaders have also said. So when ours says it, and then he joins the Paris Climate Accords, and then he joins these other taxed groups that just deplenish and plunder the wealth of the United States, pirating any money that we have here in our tax revenue out to the globe. Do you think that helps us or hurts us? No, it makes us pissed that someone like this would do that. It's arrogant, it's buffoonish, it's stupid. He says, quote, I'm not sure what the new normal looks like because I think the Trump way of doing things and his non-political approach has a certain appeal to voters, and that's going to be a part of this new normal, said Neil Newhouse, a Republican pollster. Well, good. I'm glad Neil Newhouse understands that we're not going away. But if he thinks that this is the new normal, this buffoonery standing in front of the Lincoln painting, God help us. This is not new normal. You know what new normal will be, folks? This. If you support the Constitution, hell, if you own this, if you own a copy of these, the Federalist Papers, if you've cracked it open to if you've cracked it open to Federalist 51, you may be an extremist. They say the storming of the U.S. Capitol on January 6th crystallized for national security officials that violent extremism is not a threat exclusively imported from foreign shores, but rather it is made here in America. These conspiracy-minded far-right potential threats, that's you and me, are police officers and firefighters, realtors and bartenders, even public officials from across the country, emboldened by the affirmation of the President Donald J. Trump and each other to publicly espouse racist views? Never in my life. Not you, I'm sure. Not me, ever. Never being racist. Or committing violence against government, analysts say. Well, I've not done that either. Have you? I doubt it. So are analysts lying, or is the news? But don't worry, President Biden's administration will be challenged to deter you and me and investigate us where their rhetoric spills over into violence. Rhetoric spilling over into violence. Does that mean violent rhetoric? So like if I said something on Parler or on Gab that they considered violent, they'll come for me? Or does it actually mean physical violence? They don't say, and I'm not sure. But the left just made 5 years worth of arguing how violence is speech and speech is violence. So you tell me where your trust lies in that argument there. Will the court see violence as being only physical, or will the court allow a jury to see that the violence could be speech? Do you want to go there? No, they say, quote, there's no place in America right now that can say that's not my problem. Really? I can think of a few places that will say this is not their problem. I can think of a few. And just to let you know, they're going to be the places that are overrun with illegal immigrants. They're going to be the places that say, look, I'm not worried so much about the people that read the Federalist Papers. I'm not so worried about the people that own a gun legally. I'm not worried about the guy that flies the American flag on a flagpole that he buried in concrete and anchored in his home, in his property where he lives, that he takes pride in. That's not what they're going to be worried about. They will be worried about the people that ICE will be forced to release. If you didn't know, ICE, the immigration control, they're going to have to release all of the immigrants that they've caught that are here illegally, that are here doing illegal things. Many of them, not all, but many of them are smugglers, traffickers, and other violent criminal behaviorists. They're bad. We caught them. ICE spent a good deal of resources catching them, detaining them, arresting them, housing them, and now Biden says, not only will we freeze any deportations, but release any of the people we've got in custody. What? Give me a break. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This is absurd. Please let your friends know that this is going on, and let your non-friends, the people that voted for this, know how absolutely asinine this is. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like this video, share this video, and then subscribe to the channel on all the platforms. I'm on BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, and Gab, and do everything else that you can do to stump for Trump, stymie Biden, and keep America afloat.